Why are we here, man? What is this place? This is Walters. What is this to you, to the city?
This is the world-famous Walters.
World-famous Walters.
Yeah.
How often do you spend time in Atlanta here? Because I know that around the time, about a year and a half ago, it was important you came back here. And how often do you get to spend time here now?
I've been here after the tour. I came here, so I pop in and pop out. Just getting everything prepared for the album. But besides that, I've been here. Like, I'm here.
How was the tour? Long, a lot of shows.
There was a lot of shows. It was worth it. It was good energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the timing of the tour for just to be on the road, man, it was a great time.
I mean, that whole sort of experience began with you and Drake and the creative vibe you guys caught with mixtape you guys made together. So obviously you guys have got a good creative vibe going on. I saw behind the scenes footage of stuff when you were recording that record. It sounded like that was a good vibe. Just making that mixtape was a good vibe.
You know, I feel like just anytime you get a chance to get in the studio and create with another artist, you know what I'm saying, see what you can come out with, see what kind of vibes you come out with, see how y'all feed off each other, inspire each other, motivate each other.
It doesn't happen too often though, because a lot of artists tend to they send their parts via digital services or whatever and it gets pieced together later. It sounded like you guys actually hung out and they came.
It'd probably be hard because of the schedule. Sometimes it just be the conflict of schedules and just getting everything planned out between two camps. And, but once we just like have the open time to be able to, the open window, we attacked the open window that we had. And, you know what I'm saying? And just be able to get it done, get in the studio and knock out some records.
Yeah, you did.
Just get an open window, you know what I mean? You just get in there and just work. You know what I mean? I'm the type of dude that just work out the time and like spontaneous. Like any other time, it probably wouldn't be able to happen, you know what I mean? So it was just a timing and everything rolling around, you know what I mean? We just made the most of the moment and just captured a great vibe.
Captured it on record, captured it in title, man. What a time to be alive, summed it up perfectly. What was the one defining...
I never really talked about that moment, the whole thing.
I know.
What is it like? I never really speak on it because it was just a vibe. It was just a moment in time, you know what I'm saying, for me as shared with another artist. So I feel like when I talk about it, I want to make sure he here. I'm at the point of my life right now. It's just in my career, just musically, where I'm just focused on creatively coming out with something special on my own.
I mean, since, 2010, you've given us just countless mixtapes and albums and #1 records, and you don't slow down, you don't stop. It takes us as fans a little longer to catch up. It's like you're racing so fast to get so much music out all the time.
It's not about just racing, it's just about me just feeding the fans. For lately, I haven't been putting as much music out, you know what I mean? Because I just wanted to be creatively, just get in the creative space to be able to come up with a new sound, try some new rhythms, try some new house melodies, try some different things out, you know what I'm saying? And just be strategic with what I do and how I do it and how I plan it out and just having the whole rollout come together as one. From the music to the branding to the marketing, everything that happened around the music. I wanted to be able to feed off the energy of everything to be able to present a complete project.
Well, it must be nice to know that you could do that, you know, at the end of sort of 2016, you know, in the last 18 months in particular with the release of these records that you've been putting out and the success that you've had. And you must have noticed and felt that you shifted gear in that time.
You definitely feel the shift in gears, you know what I mean? For us, like, the way people perceive you to the just new business calls, new sponsorships, new partnerships, you know what I'm saying? New tours, new offers. From the good to the bad, you know what I'm saying? Everything take a turn, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you just got to be prepared and just work through it. You
know, we kind of got a hint that you were in a private headspace or a creative headspace and you were taking a break from all that public-facing stuff because all the socials went away, like everything got shut down and the kind of, you know, the connection went dark. Right? Is that around the time you started to kind of put the pieces together for this album that's coming out?
Yeah, everything just started coming together, even when I shut down the social media because I wanted to find time to think about something else and just find time to just think about posting pictures and posting captions, what I'm gonna write for the caption, what I'm gonna do for this. It's like,
how did it feel when you disconnected from that? Did you love it? Was it like being away from all that kind of maintaining that chaos?
Yes, man, it was probably the best thing I ever done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't have to respond to certain things that's going on even in my life.
Yeah.
And people just, you know what I mean, whatever they touching on, whatever they writing about, I don't have to address it. I don't have to be able to speak on it because they know my social media is just shut down. So anything that's going on in that period of time probably might just get washed away. So I'm just not giving it that attention. I don't want to give that attention. I want to give the music attention and being in the studio. So I want to give all my attention to my music, my kids, my family. So I just want to focus on certain things besides social media. Social media can take up a lot of your life, a part of your, you know what I mean, a time of your day where you're just on social media, where you're thinking about your pick, and you're thinking about getting the right angle and all that, and you just get so caught up in that.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, I want to be able to shut down and be able to give my fans all of me. Like, how I'm gonna be able to give them all of me is just being able to take some of these personal experiences, taking certain things that I'm going through and be able to write, just be able to create and feed off the energy, you know what I mean? Put it in the music, put everything in the music. If it was a pic that you thought I should have posted, man, I'm gonna make sure they get somewhere drawn into the picture of what I'm trying to paint in my music. You know what I'm saying? So all my energy, I wanted to be focused on the music. I want you to hear this and be like, man, he gave us all of him. Like, he ain't let nothing out. He let everything out. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't get it from a tweet. If it was a tweet that I felt like saying during that time, you're gonna be able to hear it in my music. If it's a response that you think I should have responded to, you're gonna be able to hear it in the music. Just certain things that I want to be able to just focus. I want to put all my energy. I want to put everyone else's energy, any negative attention, good attention. I want to be able to put it all in the music. So you're going to be able to hear it. You're going to be able to hear the completeness of the sound and where I'm at, my voice and just my tone and, you know what I'm saying, from my wordplay, everything that is just going on around me. I was able to create off of it, and I was able to be inspired. Just by so many moments that were just happening throughout me, through the whole process of being able to create the whole album, the whole project coming together, up until the point of me closing down my social media, shutting down everything to be able to focus on everything else that's around me that mean way much more.
There's nothing wrong with going away.
Great for me.
By the way, I think that when things are moving at such a pace, everyone thinks that connectability with each other is what's keeping it going.
I always tell people that I'm in a matrix. I like to slow down, like, and to be in the matrix, like when it's going so fast that you can just slow it down and just be able to just gain control of everything that's going around you because it's happening so quick. And I just want to be able to get my full potential off all my sponsorships, all my partnerships, from every tour, every business partner. I want to be able to get the most out of it, you know what I'm saying? And when you moving show to show, it's hard to be in the meetings, it's hard to focus and give it that certain amount of attention that is required to have. But it's on track, it's moving where I wanted to go, you know what I mean? And everything is going, the plan that we put together, you know what I mean? I got a crazy team that we putting the plan together every day. We just coming up with new different ways to present the music, new different ways to brand, new different, you know what I'm saying, whether it be the beats, the producers that's around me, to Esco, just coming up with different hops, just, you know what I'm saying, pushing me to the limits, you know what I mean, to get the job done.
He's wearing it, man. I mean, I was over in the studio before we came and met and started talking, and he's just, you can see it in his eyes, he's deep in it still.
Yeah, he's in his zone, you know what I mean? And so it's just like to me, be able to do an interview and just to give the most out of an interview and just have him in the studio being able to give them. I know he giving me his all and it's a great thing. It's a great time to be having those key team players when you need them, you know what I mean?
We appreciate you talking to us. I mean, it's not an easy situation when you're still in the process of making a record to step out of that room and talk about it.
Exactly.
And I could tell before we started rolling that you were sort of sitting there, and I don't want to like imagine what you're thinking, but I sort of figured that you're probably going, man, am I doing interviews now? I thought I was still making a record. And I guess
they had prepared me for this interview right here, you know what I mean? Because I haven't did them in a minute. But at the same time, they prepared me for it, and I knew what I was getting into when I said I wanted to do it.
You know, we're glad you're doing it because to me, it's like a really good opportunity for us to collect a moment based around this new record. But to do that, I want to talk a bit about the record and like what the creative mood board or the theme or what you were trying to express with this album right here, because last time we heard you was on the song you got Drake on, Used to This, so that's got you in a kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
I'm just embracing everything that's happening around me, like everything, like my success. And it's just like certain things that I done went through from my past to now what I'm going through. And you just want to be able to embrace those moments and be like, man, hey, like, this is what it is. It's the life that I live, and you know what I mean? I want to make the most of this. You know, so
where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? This record that's coming out any minute.
I feel like I just want to go back into being more underground. You know what I'm saying? Just reconnecting with the fans, just like being more hands-on back with my fans again.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying, between the fans and responding to certain things they want to know about.
Yeah.
Just having that connection with the fans and just never being disconnected with my core audience, and my core fans have been there for me.
And this is what they want to hear
since
right
day
now.
one. They want to hear that Pluto talk. They want to hear me. So it's just like right now where I'm at is just being able to give them all of me, and where I'm from the beginning to now. That's why I say I'm adjusting to it, and I'm embracing my life now. So as my life that I'm embracing now, I want to be able to speak on how I'm living now more so.
Rather than always touching on your past?
Yeah, I want to be authentic to what I am now, true to what I am, to be able to tell you, to get you from where you're at, to get to this step to where I'm at right now, to this position. And
so it feels like a fresh start in some respects.
Yeah, like a fresh start. It's like being able to let everything just breathe and just a breath of fresh new air.
You've been working at it nonstop and still are up to the point it's going to come out, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, I work nonstop always. As soon as it come out, I'm gonna continue to work. You know what I mean? Continue to build and search for new hits.
One song on the record in particular called Super Trapper, which I think you're working on a video for right now, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that one, man, and where that record's come from.
Super Trapper is really a reflection where I was at in my life. Like I say, being embracing and just keeping everything just true to who I am. And just taking a situation from like my past and making it massive. Like everything that I'm doing a super trap. If you trapping, I'm doing it times 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting inspired by my environment and making the most out of it. That's basically what super trapper is. It's like taking an average person and making them a superhero.
Do you think about like what you've achieved when you go into making your record? Does any of that come into the room with you?
Yeah. Like I say, when you bring it up, it's just like you give it power. You know what I'm saying? You be like, man, can you do this? Can you do? You're giving it power, so I was able to just build off from it. And I know the success that I gained from it, and it's just off that momentum. I just want to be able to kick it in another gear and just build off that and feed off that energy instead of just making that be the focal point of everything that I have. When I'm like, it's like a lane, like. You know what I'm saying? That lane, you want to drive through that lane again just for you to drive to another place you're trying to get. You got to forget about that. You're going to detour off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just making a whole nother lane, but I understand that lane right there was created. Just like me being Dungeon Family. I don't want to always say Dungeon Family because I'm always have to be compared to everything that Dungeon Family was. I'm going to have to be compared to everything that was built off Dungeon Family and everything from their career, and I don't want to do that. That's just my family, you know what I'm saying? It's just not where I'm at, like, for as, like, the art, my process, my creativity, my everything, you know what I'm saying, that goes along with Future. But that is family. But you don't do that. You don't bring it up all the time at certain things because you don't want to be attached to whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? I want to be attached to What a Time to Be Alive or the Dirty Sprite 2s, even though that's me, but that was something special that was a moment. You feed off that energy, you feed off that momentum because people gonna always try to compare it. Oh, if it's hotter than this, now it's two separate things. It's a different lane. Hopefully this lane be longer than the lane that I created for when I had that driving force to put out those projects. I want this lane to have its full potential to be something that can surpass that because it's given its own right, it's given its own identity, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to compare it to this and just add on. It's like even though at the end of the day, it's gonna be part of my whole collection. But as I'm making it and as I'm telling my whole story and I'm giving my story and I'm still in it and I'm still creating my vision as I go along, I want to make sure everything is separate and give everything its own identity. And then, as time go by, people they put the story together for you. It's better that way when it's like at the end and you like, oh, that's what you was doing, oh, that's what you was doing, because it's incomplete right now. This album might be tied into my first mixtape that I ever dropped, or might be tied into my second mixtape, so everybody can really understand visually and creatively where I can go with when I make music, that I'm not just doing it just to put songs out. I'm not just doing it to just name albums, certain titles. When I said Pluto, I knew it wasn't a planet no more. I named myself that. Now it's like, you got to mention me every time you think of Pluto. Like every time you think of space, it's like you think of a rapper, and to space is two totally different worlds. But if you get it from like thinking like, oh man, what is he talking about space? I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for a legacy that's just bigger than what you can really see at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's longevity. Everything that I do is for the longevity. That will fuel my fire because I understand like this, I'm always the future. You know what I'm saying? That's my name. Like I'm always keeping you guessing to what he did, what he do it for, why is he doing it for? That's like, I'm living up to the name. Like it's powerful, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what I do. That's just the position that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, as a man, as just a person that's just doing music, as a person that still dreams.
Where did this come from, man? Well, I mean, were you a big thinker as a kid?
It's like chess, you know what I'm saying? It's like playing chess. It takes time. It just takes a lot of thought just before you make certain moves. So it just take a thought when you listen to my music or you wondering why I'm doing this. It's just gonna take time for you to think it out. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to figure it out in that moment, you might guess the right way off the top, but you know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna be able to figure me out.
Which is perfect.
Which is perfect because it's always being able to reinvent myself to keep you guessing.
Yeah,
you want to be able to be in that reinvention stage where you keep people on their toes when they don't get bored with you, because they get bored, they figure they got you figured out. It's nothing to look from you because it's like, it's no looks. Not giving people the right looks. They just already know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I'm always giving them expect the unexpected. I've been preaching that from the beginning. Like creating the wave and creating the vibes and being able to be the trend and being a trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you don't even get credit for. But it ain't even about getting the credit because everybody gonna jump the gun. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, that's why I say it's hard to just catch on right away. If you catch on right away, you super special. You're a genius. But if you don't catch on right away, then it's not a bad thing. It's just like, you just got to take your time and be patient, and the truth will reveal itself.
So who are you on this record? What's the name of the album first? I didn't even know that yet. Do you know it? Have you worked it out?
Future Hendrix.
It's called Future Hendrix. Finally, we get the Future Hendrix record. Finally.
Hey, man.
This has been years in the...
I wanted to do it right, so I want to be able to put it behind me, just the whole name, Future Hendrix, and me being different.
Man, I'm so happy about that.
And me feeding off Jimi Hendrix and just what it represents to me as being different and someone to come from where I'm from, to being able to just do it a different way than just what was expected. And that's just what Future Hendrix represent. It's just being different and just being different from your environment and being able to embrace it and being able to own it and walk with confidence and keep your head up and be proud about who the person you are and being different and embracing that. You know what I'm saying? That you're not like everyone else. Being a person that want to stand out. And
you couldn't have made the Future Hendrix record before because you hadn't gotten to that point yet in your life?
I haven't got to the point yet in my life where I can be able to get to the Hendrix side and just really make my fans understand it. Until now, just from the dressing to just everything that has took place up until now.
I was in the studio with you, what was it, 2-3 years ago?
Right.
And you were having this conversation then, man. That's like, I can vouch for this. You were saying people aren't ready for Future Hendrix. It's going to take years before Future Hendrix comes. So you're already thinking like,
yeah, now's the time. I felt like it's the time. 2-3 years, just they wasn't ready. They wanted the future. They wanted the real sisters. They wanted me to be the ratchetest, say the most disrespectful shit. And I understand it. That's what music is. It make you just like feel different kind of ways. You know what I'm saying? And some of the grateful shit you can say, or just the most goddamn ignorant shit you can say, it moves someone else. It might move a person who got a master's degree and college and who went to college, or like it moved them, it means something else to them. It might be their inspiration to do something else in their life. You know what I'm saying? So you don't understand, like when you making music, it's just music move you in a different way. It heals you at times when you like, man, that song did it. You like, yeah, that was the song that did it for me. You know what I mean? You be like, man, why was it that? It's just because of the music. It might speak to you in a different way than it speak to someone else. But that's why you got to give it your all when you do a song. You got to be yourself on it because you never know who it might touch. And at the time, I felt like I wanted to touch the people that it needed to touch. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to touch on the people that felt like, man, he might be over with, or, man, can he bounce back from his relationship when his relationship was like pretty much the focal point of my career at times, when it was bigger than my career at times. Can he get bigger than his relationship was? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like to be able to get over that hump. It's just like, now it's Future Hendrix. I had to get over that hump. I didn't want to give them Future Hendrix before they understand that. You know what I'm saying? Trials and tribulations and paying dues, that's what it's about. That's what it's all about. If you can't get over that, then you ain't going to be able to stand certain things that's going to come up in your life, man. There's so many obstacles that you're going to have to face throughout your life, but you can't give them everything on the first go around because they might not understand it. They going to understand that, man. We break barriers. So when I put Future Hendrix in front of you, you're going to be able to give it you're going to give it the right listen. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to look past like, man, what this dude trying to be Hendrix? Like, you know that it's not no Jimi Hendrix. You know that. You know it's Future Hendrix. It's something totally different. You know I'm not playing the guitar. You know that, but people that know this over a period of time, if I would have did it a long time ago, they probably would have thought first off the rip that I got to have, like, he got to be playing the guitar. What is he doing? Like, is he doing some live band?
Too literal, yeah.
Yeah, it's too, like, on point. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now it's just the vision. Now, visually, people done just went to that level with me. Now they done walked the same path with me. They understand where I'm going with my music, so they're going to give it a different kind of listen. They ain't listening to it for no rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I mean? They listening to it for Future.
Let's talk about Draco. which I had to look up. I had no idea what Draco was. Now I know.
Draco season.
Yeah.
It's Draco season.
Draco season.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
Mm.
But hey, man, it's life.
When you made that song, that vibe, what were you trying to capture on that song? Because there's going to be a video for that too.
All the Dracos that was in the building.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch it without them going off. You know what I mean?
The energy.
Yeah, the energy of it. That's what I was capturing. The Dracos that was around.
You kept it in the family for the record as always. You know what I mean? It's you. It's 808 Mafia. It's Metro.
Yeah, 808. We've been super close like this whole time. You know what I mean? Just being able to get that new sound. You know, I like to be able to come in with that new sound. It's just my young boys, they my young dude, yeah, DY.
Right.
DY crazy.
Unbelievable.
He the new dude.
You did Super Trapper, right?
He the next one.
Yeah.
Like DY, I always had that next one every time. Like I go and search for him.
Because everyone gets busy. Because everyone else gets really busy, and then you always find time for each other.
I found DY in the Chi-Town cut. Actually, Southside found him in the Southside. My dude Southside for 808 Mafia. That's my little brother. But man, I'm glad that he a part of the project. I'm glad he even around. Like his energy is everything to me too. Like young, hungry, super talented.
When you take a look at what's happening for a friend of yours like Metro, who's come up certainly in the free bass operation.
Metro out of here.
Gone.
Yeah, that's the plan. That was the plan from the beginning, to make sure he was out of here. And it happened. So I feel like everything was accomplished. It went the way it's supposed to went. You know what I'm saying? He's a household name, and that's what it's about. It's about building the team up to becoming a household name, and you becoming your own person, and you being a boss, and you bringing something to the table.
I mean, you have a legacy with incredible producers, you know, in collaboration mode. But one we haven't seen you guys, or at least in my mind, working too much with lately is Mike Will, and I wonder where you're at with him.
We haven't been working together for a minute. We haven't worked together since probably like back before Monster. So it was just like the wave that I was going through, like when I was going through the sound process and be able to create. Like I say, he was becoming he was already a household name at that point. So it was like him working with different artists and him being able to spread his catalog out and him being able to build his label up and him having artists, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to smother his whole sound and his whole catalog and everything that he have to present for himself, and being able to make sure his label is taken care of and his immediate people that's, you know what I'm saying, that he's bringing up. You know what I mean? Because it become a business, and once you get in the business and you make everything around you become a business like everybody else, become household names, you got to put some time into it. And I wanted to be able to give him his own space. You know what I mean? Not get my own space and to build something up and give Metro time. So once I wasn't working with Mike Will, just building Metro up. And now it's got the point where Metro, he was able to spread his catalog out, build his name up, be a household name. And now I'm going on and finding that new young dude, the new hungry dude. It's about finding the new hungry. If you will never go to the new next dude if you always was just stay on the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to change up and change the cycle up. Man.
So what do you look for? How do you know DY is the guy? How do you know?
Just an incredible sound. It's just a consistency with how he delivered. You know what I mean? His deliverance on his beat packaging and just his ambitious. You just be able to see it on him. Like I done seen it time after time after time. So I understand once you get in that zone as a producer, when you get in that zone to be really making that transition in your life. Like, you got to have that tunnel vision, because it's like certain things are just going to happen personally in your life that's going to take away creatively, but you got to use that to channel in your energy. You got to channel that energy, your personal energy, and start putting in your music, where you start having a tunnel vision where it's just like you're knocking those beats out. You can hear it in your sound. You can hear the frustration. You want to hear your beats when you frustrated. You want to hear the beats when it sound like you was partying. You want to hear all those different moments. You want to be able to collect all those different moments to make just being able to be a well-rounded producer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he in that zone where he blocking a lot of things that's going on in his life probably, and he putting it in the music. Whatever's happening, you know what I'm saying? You can be able to hear, he can hear his story now. You
sound laser-guided on this project, like totally zoned out, as you said before. Everything switched to black, focused on one particular thing.
Right.
But you came out of some chaos. I mean, it's been tough. I mean, there's been some real stuff played out in public in the last couple of years. It's been tough, distracting, right?
Yeah, it's been a lot of distractions. And that's what part of me turning my social media off. I don't want to be distracted. It's like when you first come in the game, you don't have distractions because nobody know you. So it's like, who gives a whatever they got to say about you? You know what I'm saying? And and even if you don't care about it, certain people are giving it attention that's around you. So when people giving it attention, it's a distraction for you, and you aren't giving the mental state as when you first came out and you recorded, to opposed to now when you're dealing with so many distractions, you still trying to record the same music and touch the same people. And expand those people and expand your fan base. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to tune those distractions out. And it's hard sometimes to tune certain distractions out when you got to give it attention. And you have to respond to certain emails, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you just build your team up to be as strong as you. Then when you build your team up to be as strong as you be able to focus on the music, where certain distractions, I can tune out because my team is just handling it.
Yeah.
If they handle certain things that they can handle and certain things that I have to be there for, I just have to be there for.
Was there a moment when there was the chaos was getting too much for you, when it was just too many cameras and too much attention and too much everything else kicking off around you at the same time?
It's never enough attention because that's just the lifestyle I live. I understand we just cameras, everybody in here working. I know that just come with. If it wasn't a lot of people and it wasn't enough attention, then it's a problem.
But there's such a thing as negative attention too. Then it just comes from life lived, right? And ultimately,
yeah, because even negative attention, you try to hide as much as possible, but certain things just don't come out. People don't understand. You're a superstar. You're a global superstar. You're gonna come in contact with certain girls. You just can't keep y'all a secret. It's just hard because you want to tell all her friends. You want to tell her mama. She's just so excited about being next to a superstar, being next to Future. Want to be like, man, I'm in the studio with Future right now. You might want to tell somebody to just record my music without me even telling them to record it. They just got their phone just sitting over, just like, because they're so excited to be in the studio session, being around me. They've been seeing me on TV. So you understand it, and then sometimes you like, man, I invite you into my personal space for a reason, like for it to be personal and not to be put out to public. So some people that don't understand that certain public that you put out can backfire, and it can work to my disadvantage for just being my image. It don't work to the disadvantage of me losing anything, but disadvantage as far as like, my image being out there, being perceived or being as the person that probably is not me. They just paint a picture, and there's just so many different situations just paint a picture that's not me. And I'm not responding to it. I'm not tweeting about it. So people just got an image in their head about Future that's really not me. But I understand it, you know what I'm saying? That's why I got a chance to just block off those distractions, shut down my social media, and I got a chance to address every situation in my music.
So this album's going to come out, and it's back to business, you know, in terms of public facing.
Yeah, back to business, yeah, as far as public appearances and just...
You know, fire up your Instagram again, or you done on socials for a while?
Man, like I said, I'm just finding that time to just, man, it's for the fans.
Yeah.
I can say it's for the fans. Like, I got to feed off the fans' energy right now. Like, when I put the album out, I'm excited to see how everyone react. So I just got to feed off the fans.
Yeah.
I'm going to let them dictate the way I move for 2017.
How do you respond when a record comes out? What do? You get straight back in the studio and make more music?
Yeah, I want to get back and make more music. I want to get back to make new music.
We're so used to the way you're putting records out as just being this kind of unorthodox and spontaneous type thing. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. You don't move in cycles. You move when you move. And
I just want to move off the time.
You've been in the studio now for months, right? Non-stop with the lights switched off, making music non-stop.
Non-stop with the lights off.
So now we have one group body of work.
One body of work, and I want to be able to feed off this body of work with another body of work. I just want to...
Sooner rather than later?
The fans going to dictate everything that I do pretty much 2017. I'm like, it's not going to be me. I'm going to just see how the fans react, what they thinking about, what they talking about, what they want, what they need to hear, what the videos they want. Do they feel like I need to drop something?
Yeah.
Do they want me to drop something in summertime? Do they think I should drop something after tour, the middle tour, like middle of tour?
What if we turn around and say we wanted something straight away?
Like, then